Uh, Khan Shalawam, Shalawam. Oh, okay. Just making sure this thing's on. Cause this shit done cut off about 4 times on me already. Had to restart my phone and everything. Satan really don't want this shit to come out. Don't want the exposure. But anyway, where was uh yeah, I'll just start from right here. It says, how can you move people in 4 feet of snow to anywhere you couldn't be followed? Perry said. On January 29th, 1863, Connor's unit of almost 300 infantry and cavalry came down a frozen wintry bluff into the Shoshones' winter camp. It says that morning, Sagwitch got up early. He saw steam from the mountains and realized as they got closer it was the horse's breath in the cold air. Sagwitch told his people he was going to try to talk to the military leaders, and he ordered his warriors not to be the first to fire weapons, according to Pt.3, who was a great granddaughter of Sagwitch and wrote about the massacre. Right? You already know Esau shot first. Came in like that scene off uh the scene off of Django. You know the when they try to form the damn KKK, got those damn hoods on and everything. But it says Sagwitch thought the colonel would ask for the guilty men, and he would hand them over. Wrote May Perry, who was an activist and a tribal historian. He told his people to be brave and calm. Wrote May Perry, who died in 2007 and was Darren Perry's grandmother. But the colonel didn't ask for the men before his soldiers started to fire. See? So they just started unloading on him. It said in his memoir, William F. Drannon, who was an army scout, said when they started to fire, it frightened the Indians so that they came running out like jackrabbits and were shot down like sheep. The Indians were very few. The Indians had very few rifles. According to Darren Perry, they fought with tomahawks, spears, bows, and arrows. The soldiers pushed the Indians closer to the river. They flanked the Indians, Darren Perry said, and the river became their last resort. Some jumped into the river but were shot, and others were swept away on the icy current and drowned. And get this, man, this was in the middle of winter. There was a 4 feet of snow. Jumping in that river, man, would most likely mean death. Shit crazy, man. Fuck Esau. Again, another reason to hate this damn devil. Another reason to hate Esau. But it says, another Shoshone chief, Bear Hunter, faced torture after soldiers captured him, whipped and kicked, and he said not a word, nor did he cry out, according to May Perry's writing. To him, she said, that would have been a sign of cowardice. Hey, man, that's a soldier to the end, man. That's Jake, though. Always had that warrior spirit, though. Right? It says, because he showed no fear of the pain, soldiers heated a rifle bayonet and ran it through his head from ear to ear. May Perry said, man, this is some fuck Esau, man, for real. Man, we're gonna have a fucking field day in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna have a field day with this man, coming up with different ways of torture, different ways of pain for this motherfucking devil, for real. It says, they wholesale massacred the tribe, Darren Perry said. Men, women, and children, they lost their lives. May Perry said her relatives told of how the blazing white snow turned brilliant red with blood. Yeah. I can already imagine, man, the scene. The blood of the saints just shed all throughout the camp. Right? No, but white and red. Uh, it says some 150 Shoshones survived, according to tribal historians, chased by soldiers with her baby strapped on to her back. Anzi Chi or Che, uh, a Shoshone woman, jumped into the river and hid under an overhang along the bank. But she had a hard time trying to care for her own wounds, and she couldn't keep her baby from crying, according to writings from May Perry. She knew if the soldiers heard the crying baby, they were both sure to die. May Perry wrote. The only way Anise Che believed for one of them to live was to throw the baby in the river, and that she did. Damn. Chief Sagwitch 12-year-old son, Yeager Tim Timbim Timbimbu, whose Shoshone name Dabuzi sounds like a damn rapper's name. But anyway, it says meant cocktail rabbit became caught in the gunfire and looked for shelter. He eventually found his grandmother hiding in a teepee packed with people, according to May Perry's writings. Uh, Packed with people. I don't know if it means they were dead or what. But it says, according to a website of the tribe's history, she was afraid the teepee would go up in flames and told him to lie very still. But Jaeger raised his head and found himself looking into the barrel of a soldier's gun. Shoshone's historian said Timbimbu later told of how the soldier raised his gun and lowered it twice, looking into his eyes. Then he put it down and walked away. It don't matter. That devil is probably gonna pay for what he did anyway. Not probably, he is, you know. But it says after the massacre, Connor and the colonel led Salakia. After the massacre, Connor, the colonel who led the attack, told of the bodies on the field in a report he sent to the then U.S. War Department. He said they had destroyed more than 70 Indians, lodges, and captured 175 horses. He noted that he left a small quantity of wheat for the sustenance of 160 captive squaws and children whom I left in the field. Yeah, like I said, you already know Esau to, you know, uh, under, to, not under, but to deflate the number, right? Make it to, 70. I mean, the other guy said that they killed 490 something. And this man put 70. But anyway, let's get some scriptures. Let's get some precepts. We're going to go ahead and start off with the book of Romans. Romans chapter 9. You know, because it ain't wrong to hate this man. The Most High hates this man. This is Romans 9 and 13. And it reads, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Boom, you can close the books right there, man. Hey, that's a good enough reason for me to hate this damn devil. Right? And then adding on the bullshit that, hey, I read this, man, and yo, this shit really got me pissed off, man. When I first read it, I was like, God, man. Because like I said, the brothers are doing this series of reasons to hate Esau. And, you know, I was just looking up some things. And I came across this, you know, this battle, this massacre. I never even heard of it. And just reading, going into a little bit, you know, I read a couple articles on it, but this is the last one I found. I decided to do a video on this one because it seemed like more well-rounded, you know. But man, that just goes to show you, man. Hey, Esau is not your friend. Esau is your enemy, and will always be your enemy. You know, he has no intentions in helping you out and doing you any good. You know, his whole purpose was created uh, to be the wicked. He's the sword of the Most High. That's the reason why Jake uh, um, suffered what we suffered, man. The genocide, you know, all these massacres, you know, the smallpox blankets, slavery, you know, and that's not even to mention all the treaties that Esau broke uh, against Gad. Treaty after treaty, I think like 500 something treaties. Shit, something crazy like that, right? But let's see. Let's get let's get the book of Genesis. Genesis 49, you know, going into Gad. Genesis 49 and 19, it says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last, that troop being the cavalry. As we just read, you know, they came in, started massacring, man. Again, you know, Esau got the blessing of the sword, got them rifles, the Gatling gun, got the horses, got the strategic advantage, you know, coming in the, early in the morning when Jake is still asleep, coming in guns blazing, you know, cold as hell outside. You know, Esau loves the cold, you know. So Gad was overtaken, and that's all part of the curses. Part of was written here. This is, but he shall overcome at the last. Meaning, once we enter the kingdom of heaven, man, hey, we're gonna overcome this damn devil, right? Now let's get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 49, and it reads, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. You know, and that happened, you know, uh, to the southern kingdom. You know, you had the so-called Hispanic tribes. You know, you had Esau, you know, the Spaniards, the Portuguese, the French, you know, all swooping down and, you know, taking over some of that land, enslaving Jake. And then you had, of course, the French again, uh, Spanish, of course, and the English coming over here to America and taking over parts of this land, right? But it says a nation. I'm gonna read it again. Deuteronomy 28 and 49. And Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Now the eagle, you know, that's a symbol of Esau. Esau puts that damn eagle on every fucking thing. You know, they had it during the time of the Romans. You know, they have it, I believe, in Spain. I believe the Greeks also had it, if I'm not mistaken. The British, they have it. You know, so Esau has always used the eagle as a symbol, but this is referring to them, right? Because continuing on, it says, verse 50: A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young, as we saw uh, to that in that account in that article, how Esau just slayed, 90 women and children, man. Didn't give a damn who he was firing at, young or old. He was taking them out, right? Verse 51, it says, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. Right? And you see it what Esau has done over time. Esau has pushed Jake into these reservations, these plots of land that don't really have a lot of uh, uh, pretty much Esau just gave him the worst of the land, pushed him out, gave him the worst of what Esau didn't want. He's like, I don't want this. Here, you can have it, right? But I'm pretty sure if they end up finding some gold in some of that land, Esau would be be the first in line to try to figure out some way to take that land. That's just his nature. You saw what happened in Maui. Again, this damn devil does the same play over and over again. Nothing changes with this man, right? But let's see. Let's get. Let's continue on. It says, "And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee." And another thing, I don't know if I said it. I think I said it in one of the previous recordings that didn't end up making it through. Um, like I said, I tried this like about 4 times, man. I got cut off every single time. I had to start all over about twice. No, 3 times I had to start all over. I just continued this one I just stopped it. Well, um, just picked up where it stopped, right? But let's see. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you know, another thing. The way Esau be the reason why Esau destroyed or will go out and hunt buffalo and just kill them and just slay them. What was to The reason was to pretty much to wipe out Jake, because they knew that that was Jake's source of food, and if they were able to eliminate Jake's source of food, that eventually it will eliminate Jake and push him off the land, right? That was ultimately the end goal. You can look up pictures of how the U.S. Army, their military would shoot down buffalo, and they'll have like a bunch of bones and carcasses just piled up, right? But that's all adds into this. So now let's get Ezekiel 35 and verse 1. It says, "Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate." Now, Mount Seir, before I continue on, Mount Seir is talking about Esau, right? That's Mount Seir is pretty much a mountain in the land of Edom, right? But it says, "I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be destroyed, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of the calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end." That's right. So Esau forwarded the affliction, man. He took it above and beyond, because of that perpetual hatred that he has against us. You know, Esau don't even know why he hates us. He just hates us. But we know why. We understand why. Of course, the top elite, of course they know why they hate us, because they want that blessing. That's what they're doing. Everything that they can, anything that's in their strength to try to take that blessing, or receive that blessing, right? But that's the reason why he has, this hatred towards us. And through that hatred, he has been, killing Jake left and right, mercilessly, right? I mean, this is our arch enemy. This is our nemesis. This man is the antagonist in this story, man. He's that. What would you say? I guess you could say he's that evil uncle, man. Like in Lion King, what's his name? Scar. That's Esau, man. Esau's Scar. But anyway, let's continue on. Verse 6, it says, "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." Right? Because the Most High has a plan prepared for this man, which is ultimate destruction. Now, of course, this man is going to be, or at least as of now, he's going to be preserved. Not all of the Edomites, only the top elite. They're going to be preserved to be the first slaves in the kingdom of heaven, right? And then eventually they're going to be annihilated, right? They're going to be burnt up. But let's continue on. "Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth, and I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh." Right, because after, the Most High takes America down, which is the Rome 2.0, the dragon with uh whose deadly wound was healed, right? This man ain't gonna be, once this man gets taken down, he ain't gonna be able to come back no more. That's it. It's game over for him. He's gonna be put to his natural spot, right? To be a servant, to be a slave, serve out his sentence, and then get tossed to the curb, man, like a dirty rag. But let's see. Let's get Ezekiel 25 and verse 14. It says, "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel." So soon, again in the kingdom, we're going to be laying hands on this man, and we're going to take our vengeance, man. The Most High is going to put vengeance upon Edom by using us. You see? So we're going to be the Most High sword in that time. We're going to be putting hell upon Esau and these other nations. Right? And it says, "And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord power." So now let's get the book of Psalm. And so far, as you see, ain't nothing good coming to Esau, Edom. The scripture says, salvation is hoped for in vain from the hills. The hills meaning these nations, right? God is not all love. Again, God hates, as we just read in the book of Romans 9 and 13. He hates Esau. Like I said, that right there is reason enough to hate Esau. He's the wicked. Again, his track record speaks for itself. Just look in the past. Look at what he did. Look what he's done, and look at what he's doing. He continues to prove that he's the devil. And just wait here in these coming months. Let's see what happens. You know, we're getting close to the end. Esau's going to start showing his horns, man. He's going to reveal to everybody who he truly is, his true nature. That same ruthless, bloodthirsty nature, as we read in that article, that same mindset is going to come back. Again, the leopard can't do away with the spots. His iron is not, or his rust is not fully wiped away. Right? But let's get this. This is Psalm 149 and verse 5. It says, "Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron." Hey, we're going to be shackling these motherfuckers up, man. They're going to be serving us. It says, "To execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord." So at the end of the day, Gad's going to have the victory. All the tribes are going to have the victory. You know? But the way to get to victory, is to abide in Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah. Of course, two-thirds, they're going to end up getting receiving, they're going to be able to partake in the kingdom, but that's going to be after the 1,000 years. That 1,000 years of establishing the kingdom. They're going to come back as the sons of the Most High, or as the sons of the elect, Salakia. But in turn, they're going to be called the sons of the Most High as well, right? But yeah, hey, this is another reason why we should hate Esau, man. It's countless, man. And I know brothers got so many articles. I mean, we could do this for days, man. Hours and hours and hours of video on end, just showing how this devil is, the nature of this devil, all the shit that he does, all the shit that he's done, and that he continues to do. Right? But that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna finish off by saying, Kol Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and grew well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Until the next time, I'm gonna say, Shalom, Kwam Yasher Allah, and Abad Babal.